Hi friends! Have you ever tried to explain to someone what fibromyalgia really feels like and halfway through you're just like, you know what, forget it, never mind, because unless someone's lived it, it's almost impossible to put it into words. Hi, I'm Daniela and you're watching Through the Looking Glass, where we foster resilience and inspire lives. And today I want to talk about 10 things that only people with fibromyalgia really get. Not just the symptoms, like not the textbook list, but the real life stuff, the stuff we live every day, the stuff that makes you feel like you're on your own little island, even when you're surrounded by people. So if you're in that boat too, I hope this makes you feel a little more seen, a little more understood, a little less alone. Let's just dive in. The ache that makes no sense. Okay, so it could be like a pulled muscle, or it could be like super sharp or deep, or a weird ache that kind of lives in your bones. But also sometimes, honestly, it just feels like your entire body has been bruised from the inside out. And the worst part, it moves. It's not even loyal. One day it's in your shoulders, next it's in your legs, next is everywhere. I always say it's like my body's playing musical chairs with pain. And when someone asks, where does it hurt? I'm like, what do you mean? Like everywhere. The kind of tired sleep doesn't fix. This isn't I stayed up too late tired. This is like my cells are tired. I wake up tired. I sit down for a rest and I feel more tired. There have been days where I don't brush my teeth because I simply don't have the energy. And forget about plans. For everything I do, I for sure have canceled it 3 or 4 times before I actually was able to make it happen. I have become a full-time energy manager. Every little thing has to be weighed. Can I do laundry and cook dinner? Probably not. Gotta choose one. Then, if I'm having a really good week, can I go hiking, or will it cause me to be in bed depleted of life for like 3 days? This is beyond exhaustion. It's a whole different universe of tired. When your body just gives up on you. Okay, this one messes with your head, because one day you can walk around the block, heck, some days I can even go hiking, and the next your legs feel like jello, or your hands forget how to open a jar, or your brain is like, nope, we are not forming thoughts today. There's no warning, no heads up, just boom, suddenly you're spiraling into a flare and trying to remember what even caused it. A scented candle, weather change, a weird dream? And that unpredictability, it's exhausting all on its own. I don't even trust my body half of the time, which is heartbreaking, honestly. The invisible pain nobody sees. Let me say this louder for the people in the back. Looking okay does not equal feeling okay. We get so good at faking fine, smiling through it all, putting on real pants and showing up, but nobody sees the meltdown it took to get dressed. Or the fact that you will crash for 2 days after that lunch date. Or how I cried myself to sleep alone in my tent after a day of backpacking. And the worst part, when you do show up, people assume you must be all better. Like, whoa, you were out and about. You just like hiked a mountain. Yeah, and I'll pay for this in agony later. But sure, let's call it a win. Grieving the person you used to be. I miss her. The version of me that didn't have to think about pain, that could make spontaneous plans, that could dance in the kitchen without worrying about a flare. And even though I found strength in this new version of myself, there is grief. Deep, quiet grief. For the life I thought I would have, for the body I trusted, for all the used tos I had to let go of. The kind of lonely that is hard to explain. Chronic illness can be so lonely, not just because plans fall through or because people stop reaching out, but because it is so hard to explain what you're going through and you feel so alone in your experience. Like, how do you describe pain that is invisible and constantly changing without sounding like a broken record? So you stop talking about it, you shrink a little, and even when you're surrounded by people who love you, it can still feel like no one is really with you in it. That's why I wanted to make this video, just to say, I'm here with you. I really am. Pain becomes background noise. After a while, you stop saying I'm in pain out loud. Not because you're not, but because it's so constant, it just becomes part of the scenery. It's like a soundtrack only you can hear. And you still go about your day making coffee, doing dishes, answering emails, but the whole time your body's screaming in the background. And people think you're okay because you're functioning. But functioning is not the same as striving. Guilt. So much guilt. Guilt for canceling plans, for needing rest, for not calling back, for being too tired, for slowing up your hiking partner, for not being able to do more, and for still not feeling better. I know it's not my fault. We know it's not our fault, but the guilt creeps in anyways. And sometimes it's not even what people say, it's what they don't say. The little silences, the looks, the shift in energy when you mention pain again. So you internalize it and you try harder to be easy, but that only wears you down more. The mental load nobody sees. It's not just physical. Fibromyalgia comes with a whole mental circus. Brain fog, anxiety, this constant feeling like you're failing at life. Trying to hold everything together while forgetting words and fighting to stay awake is brutal. And the emotional roller coaster? One good day makes you hopeful, and then the next day slams you right back into the ground. It messes with your head, and it takes a kind of mental strength I never thought I would need. It's a full-time job just to exist. No one tells you that managing chronic illness is practically a career. Between doctor visits, medications, therapies, diets, supplements, stretching, pacing, and researching, I swear I could have a PhD in keeping myself functional. But we do it every single day. We show up quietly, fiercely, resiliently. And maybe the world doesn't notice, but I do. And I hope you do too. If you're still watching this and any part of it made you go, yeah, that's me, just know this. I see you. You're not lazy. You're not weird, and you're definitely not alone. Living with fibromyalgia takes so much courage every day. And even when it feels like the world doesn't get it, I promise someone out here does. Your pain is real, and you're doing amazing, even if it doesn't always feel like it. If you enjoyed this video, you may like this one too. Big hug, love you, and I'll see you in the next one.